Alright. All I have to do is find someone to tell me how to get into Bleak Falls Barrow from here. How about you? Hello?
I don't owe you money, do I?
No, you don't. That was... How about the Riverwood Trader? We'll do this place. I mean, it's not like I already know where to go.
One of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
We are done talking about this. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that.
No concerns, really. I'm interested now.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop.
Did something happen?
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
Really? What's the claw worth to you? For the right price, I might be willing to get it back for you.
You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northwest of town.
So this is your plan, Lucan?
Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
No, By the 8, fine. But only to the edge of town.
Oh. Well, okay then. I guess I'll just follow you, Camilla. Be my guest. Lead the way.
We have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though.
Wow,
The
look at that
mountain just
road.
over the bridge.
Are you a wizard?
Those thieves must be mad hiding out there. Those old crypts are filled with nothing but traps, trolls, and who knows what else.
Well, you know, when you're desperate, you'll never know where you'll be driven to live.
I wonder why they only stole Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one.
Yeah, I know what that's like. Even when it comes to family, you can't really know anyone perfectly. Or completely, for that matter.
This is the bridge out of town. The path up the mountain to the northwest leads to Bleak Falls Barrow. I guess I should get back to my brother. He'll throw a fit if I take too long. Such a child.
Well, thanks for the directions, Camilla. Wish me luck, and stay safe. Okay, that's one tower cleared. You know, for a lookout, because I'm assuming that all of the bandits in that tower there were lookout, they certainly didn't exactly do their job all that well. Alright then. You know, I absolutely love their presentation on this place. It's one of the only dungeons in the game that you're actually going to approach it from the same angle every time. Bleak Falls Barrow. Oh my word. So much fun. Something about this just initial dungeon is very magical to me. I know that, you know, there are probably a lot of people who have the attitude of, oh, just this place again. I've seen it so many times now. Yeah, sure, it's just a scratch. It's an enormous ethereal dog bite. Ooh, crap. Get out of here. Just take everything. Move on to target number 2. Fierce yelling. Turns out it wasn't enough to match my fierce yelling. I'm about to learn hardcore how to yell too, so let's get this summon back up. So I suppose now is a reasonable enough time for me to discuss my character and or playstyle that I'm going for. So one of the interesting things that I like to do in Skyrim as a whole, more or less, is the fact that I just really enjoy trying to figure out how to play the game in different ways that present new challenges, which is exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, I'll continue on, but I think there's a conversation that I'll hear here. If I stay quiet, at least.
That dark elf wants to go on ahead, let him. Better than us risking our necks.
What if Arvel doesn't come back? I want my share from that claw.
Just shut it, and keep an eye out for trouble.
I always like some of the conversations that the bandits can have. They're actually scripted instead of just the random ones. So, let's go ahead and get my summon up here. Can't wait to replace the familiar. A flame elemental is so much cooler. Alright, pal. Get out of here. Ooh. You are not a threat to me. Get out of here. You know, I just realized that I don't appear to be losing stamina whenever I do standard swings. I don't recall that being a thing in the original game. Has something changed? Oh crap, I'm over encumbered. Alright, let's pick this chest open and I'll dump some stuff in here. Hello? A lock is like a woman. You have to treat it just right. Alright, got rid of all that stuff. Okay, so... just further down into the ruin, I guess. So, as I was saying previously, my character. So, a lot of this comes down to trying to do something different. And I've always thought it would be very unique to play a warrior who does not ever wear armor. Because there's a particular perk in the tree called Mage Armor, which means that if you have no armor rating, as in you have no armor, you're not gaining armor from actual equipment that you wear, you know, so if you don't gain armor from the things that you wear on your body, and you cast an armor spell, it significantly increases the amount of armor that you get from the spell instead, which really struck me as very unique, and I've never actually given a solid attempt at playing that. I've given, you know, passive attempts at it, but I've never really stuck to it, because I've always been distracted by, you know, my classic style of play, which is basically to play the Sneak Thief. But that's going to be my goal this time around. At least in the beginning. God knows the longer you play Skyrim and the more powerful and ridiculous one-shot system that the game becomes. And by that I literally mean, you know... Oh, watch the dumbass. Like, I gotta hand it to them. They very effectively teach you about the traps that you can see, that you run across in these barrows. So, not that the puzzles are really all... The puzzles really aren't that much of puzzles for that matter, so... I think I got that right. Go ahead and slap this over. Cool. Just... take, yeah, okay. So, something that I'm going to end up doing is probably enchanting, which is why I'm picking up more or less the light, cheap equipment off of the enemies instead of the, you know, super expensive heavy stuff. So, that and the fact that there's the standard weight to gold ratio, which is basically you take the weight of an item, you add a 0 to it, and if the gold is if the gold is equal to that, then you pick it up. If the gold is less than that, you don't pick it up. So, yeah, pretty simple and straightforward. Anyway, let's go ahead and pick this book up here. Thief. Sounds like my familiar's doing its job there. And you may notice that I'm not actually taking my level up. And that's because one of the unique, I guess you could say cheaty Pete ways of doing this. Let's see. I want to, Soul Trap. Oh, crap. Okay, I should probably actually equip Soul Trap to, or, well, trigger off the right hand. Let's see what this... Okay, that should be Soul Trap. Let's try to get this right. I'm a little bit fish out of water. I haven't played Skyrim in a while, and the hotkey system... Oh, well, there you go. Problem solved. The hotkey system is a little bit awkward, you know, because you have two hands. But, ow. Okay, let's just get rid of this guy. I'm not going to be able to cast that Soul Trap spell. There we go. So one of the ways that you can exploit leveling up is that whenever you do level up, all of your health, your magicka, and your stamina are restored. So If you save, like, opening up the menu to level up whenever you're right in the middle of combat and about to die, then you instantly restore all of your health, which is just kind of a real detailed way to exploit the way that the system functions.
Is that you, Haknir? Bjorn? Soling?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I know I ran ahead before, but I need help.
He needs help. Well, lucky for him, we're right here. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and snatch some stuff in a hidden chest back here. What the heck is... Why am I sliding? Jeez. Oh, just a little bit of garnet and gold. Okay, so, as I was saying about my character, the design of the playstyle that I have is pretty straightforward, and anyone who's watched my guides in the past will kind of know that I organize the skills into main skills, which is combat, support skills, which are skills that literally support your combat, and then secondary skills, which is basically like trade skills. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, come on. Let's get rid of this useless frostbite spider. Anyways, so my two primary skills, being the combat skills, are two-handed and conjuration, okay? Conjuration, obviously, for the intent of, like, yeah, that's what's going to tank the damage, because it's a good idea to take as little damage as possible. I probably should have tried to solar trap this thing. No, you know what? You will wait. You're a thief. I don't know that RK really cares about. Well, no, RK would care about you. RK is the god of death, so you just hang on. RK may come for you.
Get me down.
You just be patient, for God's sake. I'm looting here. So, conjuration and two-handed. That's my primary. And the support skills are alteration, alchemy, and enchanting. We'll see if alchemy manages to be effective in the long run, because I have to spend a lot of time collecting ingredients.
Get me down! Get me down!
And speech.
You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up.
You must be the dark elf that everyone up front was talking about. What's the deal? Why take the golden claw and run down here?
Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
You hand over the claw first.
Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first.
I hate to say it, but he does have a point. Alright.
It's coming loose. I can feel it.
Cut you down. Now. Hand the claw over.
You fool. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
You little... How... You know what? He's not even worth it. You're not even worth it, Arvel. You know why? Because you're gonna die. Like, he already fell for one trap inside of this barrow. The chances of him making it through the rest of it are pretty slim. I'll put it this way. If he manages to get to the Hall of Stories without dying, I think he's earned the treasure. But I don't have a lot of hope that he can actually do that. But anyways, as I was saying, main skills, conjuration and two-handed, and that's supported by alteration for the armor. Oh, jeez, something got hit by the gate down here. Alteration to support me in the armor. Alchemy, which is, I'm specifically going to use alchemy to heal. I'm not going to use restoration magic, and I'm also going to use alchemy to try and poison people, specifically with paralysis poison. I really want to play a paralysis poison heavy character. Anyways, level up. We'll go ahead and increase my magicka. I need a lot more freaking magicka. Oh, I'm already level 3. Okay then. So that means I have 2 perks to distribute. I'm going to go for conjuration first, half the cost that it takes to conjure that familiar. And then I'll snap over here to alteration, and half the cost that it takes to cast my oak flesh spell. So there we go. I don't know that I'm really going to bother with dual casting. We'll see if how that works in the long run. Corundum ingot. And we'll meticulously loot all of these Draugr now. I'm not going to bother with picking up their equipment, you know, for relatively clear and obvious reasons. I mean, Draugr equipment is pretty useless. But anyways, conjuration and two-handed for, you know, my primary skills. The idea being, you know, since I'm going to be running around without armor on, I need the conjuration so that the enemy, my you know, summon will do the tanking, as it were, and I can try to hit them from the back row. And then, also, because of the fact that, actually, you know what, where's Arvel's, body here? He seems to be missing. Oh, wait, here he is. Okay. Arvel the Swift. We got his journal as well. We'll take the sword. Ah, crap, I'm carrying too much now. Well, let's read this. Arvel's journal. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan Valerius had no idea that his favorite store decoration was actually the key to Bleak Falls Barrow. Now I just need to get down to the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. The legend says there is a test that the Nords put in place to keep the unworthy away, but that, quote, when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. You're out of here. Die. Die! Don't stand anything. Actually, jeez. It's becoming increasingly clear that my summon... Oh, crap, I just used the wrong thing. I wanted to resummon, not cast Oak Flesh again. I'm getting my left and my rights mixed up so easily here. Ooh. Okay, we'll use that level up trick again. I level up so fast in the beginning of the game. Well, it's the case with everybody, but, you know what? Let's put a point into two-handed here, since this is going to be another component. There we go. And I've said it several times this episode already, I already know. You know, Conjuration and two-handed, the idea that Conjuration tanks, and two-handed allows me to deliver damage, but also sit in the back row with something else taking the damage. Alteration to armor me, since I don't wear armor. Alchemy to improve my chances in combat, at least against the things that can actually be poisoned, and also to heal me. And then I'm going to also take enchanting, because I love enchanting in this game, and it's a great way to make money. And then, to top everything off, making money, speech skill, the only secondary skill that I've got, with the intention of making as much money as possible, because... You know, one of the things that a lot of people complain about in the long run for Skyrim, you know, yeah, I say complaining, but it's more of a long-term nitpick that a lot of people have because they've played, you know, 200 hours of this game, and it's like, you've gotten all of your money's worth at that point. How much complaining is legit? I don't know. But the idea is pretty straightforward. A lot of people are, you know, they'll play Skyrim and they're like, oh my god, I'm swinging my sword and I'm leveling up, and that's awesome at the beginning. And then at the end, like you're standing there and you're smithing 1,000,000 iron daggers to, you know, level up. That doesn't really work anymore because of the way that Bethesda patched the game at some point and changed how you get experience, you know. The amount of gold that an item is worth whenever you craft it determines how much you level up as well, but the idea remains the same, you know. You start off making an iron dagger, and it levels you up so much, and then you end making 1.5 million iron daggers because it's the cheapest and the most economic way to make it work. Iron. Alright, there we go. I could equip the pick and mine the stuff manually, but I just prefer to do the animation there because it's a little bit faster. Alright, get rid of some stuff I over-encumbered. Anyway, so, yeah, one of the things that a lot of people complain about is, like, oh my god, I have to, like, I basically have to grind to get to the maximum level for some of my skills. Alright, I'm gonna soul trap you. You are totally going inside of one of the gemstones that I've got in my inventory. Haha, soul trapped. You are fuel for the first, you know, like, piddly little item that I'm going to sell off to a vendor right away. Haha. But something that a lot of people really miss and completely overlook, and I suppose it's a very detailed thing. I always try to go through that hole, and I never can, even though I know better. But people always, like, miss the fact that there's training in this game. You can actually train by paying people. I'll just leave the arrows. So, the problem with training, though, is that it becomes incredibly expensive, incredibly fast. So, the idea is pretty straightforward. It's, you know, turn around and train to level up your skills. And, you know, all of that money, all those scads and, you know, the scads and scads of money that you're going to have from adventuring and, you know, picking up all this sweet kit out of dungeons and whatnot, all of a sudden that money has meaning because you're using it to level up, and there are actually people who can train you up to 100. I think that there's at least 3 trainers for each skill in the game. With a lot of them, there's anywhere from 4 to 5. All right, let's see if we can soul trap this guy. Ooh, he got me. All right, do your job there. Oh my god. Talk about doing a lot of damage. My summon does a fair amount of damage. Die! It's clear very quickly that with how fast I'm leveling up that my familiar is not going to cut it much longer. My familiar is barely cutting it as it stands all throughout Bleak Falls Barrow here. I think I'm level 4 right now. I don't remember. You know, it really sucks whenever you're on a novice lock or an apprentice lock and you break a pick. Especially when you know you're so close. That's not any fun. But anyways, did I miss anything back here? No. No, well, maybe? No, okay. I'm not missing anything. Let's go further into Bleak Falls Barrow. Sanctum. So yeah, that's one of the intentions. And the thing about the training system in this game is that I can very, very quickly end up burning through, you know, like 5 grand without even leveling up 5 times, which was a problem whenever I was last streaming this game. If you guys don't know, I do stream regularly over on Twitch. You can check the links below. You can check the video description for a link to my Twitch channel. Right. Oh, well, now I'm level 5, so let's go ahead and soul trap you. Come on. Oh my god, I never got the, well, let's use the level up trick again. And what do we want to put, you know, I think I can put another point into two-handed here. And why not? This seems the right thing to do right now, so two-handed will increase the amount of damage I do. I definitely need a better hammer. Oh, that's something else that I forgot to mention. I am going to use... Oh, arrow past my head. Thought I killed everything. Evidently not. Alright. Go ahead and, cast this. Summon again. Smack the thing down. Oh, no, wait. Can I, soul trap? Yes, I can. Here we go. Oh, man. The Draugr goes down so much faster. That perk was worth it. Even though I'm not a fan of the perks where it's like, yeah, here's a perk that just increases your damage. I think that those are boring. I don't think that those should really be in a perk tree. But even so, it's so valuable. Which is actually kind of one of the reasons why I argue against perks where they just increase your damage, because it's like, who wouldn't take that? It's almost necessary to actually get by in the game, you know, if you get my drift. But anyways, one of the things that I'm going to do as part of just doing two-handed weapons is hammers only. No axes, no greatswords, just hammers. And one of the reasons for that is because the hammers do the most damage. Hammers do more damage than axes. Hammers do more damage than swords. That being said, they also swing the slowest, but I like the idea of, you know, like whenever you hit, you really hit someone hard. So... Alright. The Hall of Stories. And... move my cursor out of the way there. I always surf all of these menus with just my keys, unless I have to do this. So that's bear, moth, and owl. Go ahead and swap these rings around. One more. Open. I think it's funny how it, like, quite clearly the claw is not actually a necessary component to open these doors. You just need the claw to get the code to open the door. Because the whole thing of, like, jamming the claw onto the door to, like, just basically twist that little hunk of stone, like, you could do that with no problem. But I'm thinking of the lock on the door like the way like as an actual mechanical feature, not as a game thing. Like in the game code, for sure. Like yeah, you gotta have the key. But looking at it from a mechanical perspective, no, it's probably just those rings that you gotta twist. All right, time for the boss. Go ahead and cast this, and I will also summon. Get my soul trap on. Pick up the first word of power, like always. Alright, guys. Come here. Boom. Alright. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to soul trap this guy. Let's grab this soul gem over here. I don't think that was big enough, but we'll see if we can actually trap him. Ooh, what was that? I didn't even hear you I didn't see your mouth move, man. He does look a little bit more horrifying since I have, let's try this again. Let's try, oh, nope, I don't think I'm going to be able to summon again, so, just, there we go. Down you go, Overlord. Can go. Okay, I couldn't trap him, his soul was too large. But I do have the Dragon Stone, so that's what I came for. And I've also got the Golden Claw, which means I'll make a tidy profit from, was it Lucian? I want to call him Lucian, but I think his name is Lucan. Iron Dagger. Alright, so I'll be able to disenchant that Iron Dagger to make a tidy profit back at Whiterun or something. Now, there are also 2 additional loot chests here, and I'm noticing that some of the textures in the cave here haven't been replaced. I don't know if that's because the textures aren't activated, or there are no textures in the 4K pack that I have installed. Oh, for God's sake, come on. Cheat the walls. That's the only way to move around in Skyrim. Alright. Here we go. Copper and just all of it is worth it, so... And for that matter, I love jewelry in this game. Like, I had an obsessive problem, like, actually, in real life, I have an obsessive problem with, like, jewelry and gemstones and stuff. Well... It's not really an obsessive problem. It's just like I love jewelry. I love gemstones. They're wonderful. If I was rolling in money, I would have like perfect. I would have a vault to myself, just full of beautiful gemstones and rings and necklaces, just because I love looking at the things. So like whenever my first time through Skyrim here, like when it first came out back in 2011, I just stockpiled, like it was like I didn't sell gemstones, I didn't sell rings, I didn't sell circlets, I didn't sell necklaces, I kept them. I kept all of them. And I had way too many. Alright, now for the last loot cache right in here. It's all worth it. And we'll also take the flowers off of this altar. And we'll leave Bleak Falls Barrow and head my butt... Yeah, I didn't miss anything. Head my butt back to Riverwood. Fresh air.